Hi everyone, this is Deborah, and today I'm starting the first in my new series, which is called Friday Flashback. What I've done is I have pulled out some of the old albums and stuff that I used to make, 10, 15 years ago, back when I was doing a lot of scrapbooking, and I thought that I would get some inspiration from some of the things we used to do way back then, and then I would be able to share that with you. So the first thing that I'm making today is a little embellishment for a junk journal. Now I've already done some of it, which are these pieces here, and what I've got is I've taken pieces of paper. Now we used to make this in use a 12 by 12 and have our squares being 6 by 6 inches, but I'm making a little one because I want to put it into a journal. So I've taken some 6 by 3 inch pieces of paper, folded it in half, and then I've alternated black, white, and then each of the 3 layers and each of the subsequent layers you come in half an inch overall, so 1/4 of an inch on each side, roughly. You can see I've got some different effects because I haven't cut my paper all the same, but it's pretty close. It'll do for what I wanted to show you today. This is a bit of a trial one because I haven't made one for, probably 10 years since I last made one of these. And I've put double-sided tape on the end, and then you take the next one down in size and you stick it to one end like that, and then you turn it over and you line it up with the next end, so the centers of them where the fold is doesn't meet. Then you take the next one, which is your 3rd in your series, and it is another ½ inch smaller, again in length, and you put that on top of that, and then you match the ends up again on this side. And now I'm going to show you why it's called a star book. So with all of these, you've got 5 little pieces. You need 5 of the same thing, but I've alternated black, white, black, and then I've got one that's white, black, white, just because I had the papers cut and I didn't want to recut everything, but it'll look just as well like this. And then you take the little thing that you've made and you stick the back of this one to the back of this one. Okay, so we'll put some glue down and stick that up. You stick those together. Just match them up and stick them. And then you take the next one and do the same. So they're all facing the same direction. And you can see what's happening, why it might be called a star book, because I need to put this one on and this one on, and there's your star. So the idea was that you could then sit that up on a counter somewhere and it creates a nice effect. This one's a little bit too short, or maybe one of the others is not quite the right size, but anyway, for the purposes of showing you how to do this, I'm not going to recut everything. This will do. And then this one here, so I need to get some ribbon because it actually tied up. So I'll go and get the ribbon and I'll show you how to do that part of it. Now the other thing that we used to do then, but I'm not going to do this time, is that you could put some ribbon between these pieces, so you had like loops of ribbon sticking up. I don't think I'm going to do that today. And then it folded up like this, but it was mainly meant for display. What I've just realised is that I haven't put my ribbon in, so I'm going to just take it, I'll just pull this one off, and I'll put some ribbon down here. That's my tape. Just get some bigger tape to do that with so it'll stick a bit better. Forgot about this bit. That's got to go between the leaf there. So now I'll put that back on and I'll cut it down. So see, now I've got a piece of ribbon coming out of that one, and I need to do the same on here. As I said, this is just the first one. It's been a while and I should have done a prototype before I shared it with you, but you know, who's got time for that? So I just thought I'd wing it. So I'll put some ribbon down on here as well, and cut that off, and then I will re-glue this onto here. I might use my tape actually. Glue that onto there, so now you've got two pieces of ribbon coming out of here, and when you stood it up on the counter or wherever you were displaying it, you could then tie this ribbon up, and something's come off, has it? Oh yes, hang on. Oh, I haven't put anything on that one, that's why that didn't work. Try, we'll put some tape on there first. I was wondering why it looked a bit odd. And I'll fold that back. There you go, that's better. And that's why it was called a star book. And then when you were done displaying it, you could then fold it all up and tie your ribbon around it to, whoops, to hold it in one place. Or if you wanted to put it in a box or give it as a gift or whatever, then you could do it like that. But the whole purpose was a display piece. And I think you could use that in a journal. You could put it into a journal. It also would still make a great gift when you decorate it up. And you could do a lot more than what I've shown you here. As I said, we used to create loops of fabric, of ribbon that would come up here, popping out of those. So you just stick some fabric before you put these two pieces together. I'll just show you that with a bit of ribbon. So before you put those two pieces, the other four pieces together, you'd stick a bit of ribbon between them, so you'd have little loops of ribbon sticking up like that all around it. And in bright colours it looked quite cute, but I think these days it's probably more, the black and white looks nicer, and it'd still be a great little display for photos. So I think that's stood the test of time. I don't know, it'd be interesting to see what you think. Has it stood the test of time, and is a star book still relevant in 2020? Leave me a comment and let me know, and I'll see you next Friday for the Friday Flashback. This is Deborah. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers.